In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best Android tablets in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these Android tablets, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the Asus ZenPad 3S. The Asus ZenPad 3S 10 has been on the market for a couple of years, but since its release, and even today, it is still considered as a highly attractive option by the users on the market, mainly because of its value, the 2K display and its fast performance that will drastically enhance your user experience. Design-wise, this model sports an aluminum body that has a smooth, anodized finish with diamond-cut bezels on the corner and neatly engineered edges that do not only shine under a direct light, which is definitely a good touch, but they also make this unit easy to hold, so when you see it as a whole, I think that you will be more than satisfied. On the top front, there is a 5-megapixel camera, and as we are moving down, on the bottom to be more specific, you can two capacitive buttons with a home button which doubles as a fingerprint scanner when pressed twice, while on the rear, there is a 8-megapixel camera which will let you capture fantastic photos. Now, let's talk about the features. The ZenPad 3S 10 is powered by a quad-core ARM Cortex MediaTek processor, has 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage which is upgradable to up to 128GB, and an IMG GX 6250 graphics, and if we analyze these specs closely, it means that this tablet is good enough to handle numerous apps running on the background and maintain the processing speed on the highest levels. When it comes to the display, well, personally, I think that it is definitely the biggest highlight regarding this tablet, due to the fact that it is IPS, which by default means that you can see consistent colors from wide viewing angles, has a 2K resolution or 2048 by 1536 in terms of pixels, and it is covered with a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 which drastically protects the screen from scratches and damages. Finally, the battery life is rated at 10 hours, and supports the Quick Charge 3.0 technology, that will promise you quick and effective chargings within a really short period of time. Overall, the ZenPad 3S 10 deserves your attention, because it offers a great value for its cost. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Lenovo Tab 4 Plus. The Lenovo Tab 4 Plus would be a really good option for you, especially if you're looking for a 10-inch Android tablet that has a good battery life and a fairly large screen that is ideal for watching videos and for casual use, so let's get straight to the point and reveal what else can you expect from it. From a design perspective, this Tab 4 Plus sports an all-black construction that is accompanied by metal sides that significantly enrich the already beautiful appearance of the tablet, while if you take a look on the rear, you can immediately notice the presence of a flat glass, so I have to admit that Lenovo did an excellent job in crafting such a handsome-looking tablet. On the top front, there is a 5-megapixel camera which is completely suitable for video chats and selfies, while on the bottom, there is the fingerprint sensor that will let you have a fast access to the system without having to remember a password at all, and if you view from the rear, you can see the 8-megapixel camera that performs pretty good. But now, let's talk about the performance. This model is armed with 64-bit octa-core Snapdragon processor, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, but you can expand it to up to 16GB if you take an advantage of the dedicated micro SD slot, which is awesome since you will never run out of memory. In addition, the 10-inch IPS screen has a maximum resolution of 1920 by 1200 pixels, and according to the users, it outputs quality visuals filled with accurate colors even if you view from wide viewing angles, but what's also cool is that it will offer you a clear sight even if you're using it outdoors. Last but not least, the battery life is expected to last around 20 hours of use, but this may vary in practice, since everything depends on your use, but either way, I think that it will suit you just fine. To conclude, the Tab 4 Plus is a must-have option, so give it a try and assure yourself of its potential. Next up, at number 3, we have the Huawei Media Pad M3. The Huawei Media Pad M3 is currently among the most purchased tablets that you can find on the market, and the reason is pretty simple, since this unit looks exceptionally sleek, has an impressive hardware and a tremendously good display that will set your user experience to a whole new level, and yet this is just a beginning. Aesthetically speaking, this device has a slim, all-white aluminum construction that looks and feels premium, and houses 8-megapixel front and rear camera, a fingerprint sensor positioned on the front bottom, as well as Harman Kardon certified speakers that will surely improve your user experience as you're listening to your favorite tracks or watching your favorite movies. In addition, this tablet is only 4.6 mm thick and weighs approximately 11.2 ounces, which makes it be a truly portable tablet that can be brought with you literally anywhere you go, and of course, you will never feel tired even if you've been holding it for a prolonged period of time. Now, let's talk about the features. This particular model is running on an octa-core processor, has 4 GB of RAM, and 32 GB of storage, so as you can see, once you get this product you will instantly feel the difference, especially if you're moving from your tablet, since this one runs smoothly and has enough memory to keep dozens of apps installed. Moreover, the 8-inch IPS display is breathtaking as well, or to be more precise, if we combine the resolution of 2560 by 1600 pixels, the contrast ratio of 15,000 to 1, has 420 candles per square meter and covers up to 94% of the sRGB. Without a doubt, it means that you will be extremely satisfied with the visuals you see. Before we end, I would like to inform you that the battery life may last between 8 to 9 hours under a heavy use, which is awesome considering the fact that this equals to a full working day. In terms of recharging, according to most of the customers, with only 15 minutes of recharge, the tablet will reach 15% of battery life, so it may not be the fastest tablet that you can find. Overall, I strongly recommend you consider this product, because it looks good, and performs even better. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 is a multi-purpose, 9.7-inch tablet that has received an enormous positive feedback from the users on the market, and you've probably seen it dozens of times on the internet, which by default has to mean something, and let's see why's the whole hype going around this product. When it comes to the design, the Tab S3 has an elegant, relatively thin construction, that is accompanied by a 5-megapixel front camera that's pretty good for selfies, a large, 9.7-inch display, and dedicated control buttons positioned on the bottom, while on the back, the first thing you'll notice will be the 13-megapixel rear camera, which is capable enough to capture wonderful photos in both lit and low-lit surroundings thanks to the integrated flash. But now, let's talk about the performance. The Tab S3 integrates a quad-core 2.2 GHz Snapdragon processor, 4 GB of RAM, 32 GB of internal storage, that can be expanded to up to 256 GB, so in practice, you can do plenty of tasks at once without noticing a significant decrease in the performance, because its processor performs blazingly fast. Moreover, 9.7-inch AMOLED screen has a maximum resolution of 2048 by 1536 pixels, supports HDR, produces stunning visuals that have dozens of details, and when we add its responsiveness into consideration, regardless if you're using it for casual or work-related purpose, you will absolutely love every minute spent with this tablet. Finally, the battery life is expected to last around 12 hours on a single charge, according to Samsung, but take in mind that this may vary, since everything depends on your use. On the other side, the S3 recharges very quickly if you take an advantage of the Samsung's adaptive fast charger, which is included in the box, and according to those who've purchased this product, it would roughly take around 3 hours to go from 0 to 100%, which is actually really good. Overall, the Samsung Tab S3 is worthy of considering, especially if you want to invest in a reliable, premium-looking HDR-ready tablet that can be used for virtually any purpose, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you will instantly feel what makes it different from the others on the market. And finally, at number 1, we have the Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Pro. The Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Pro would be an extremely good option for everyone who wants to invest in an innovative tablet that doubles as a projector to ensure a higher level of versatility that can satisfy even the most demanding customers on the market. From a design perspective, this unit boasts a gorgeous, splash-proof metal body with a faux leather finish that consists of a soft leather cover that is spread along the rear part of its body, a kickstand that will let you use this tablet in multiple modes including hold, tilt, stand and hang according to your preferences, front-facing 5-megapixel camera, 13-megapixel rear camera and a vast 10.1-inch screen for which we will talk more in the following sections. I would also like to mention that this tablet is lightweight as well, since it weighs less than 2 pounds, and what's great about this is that regardless if you're a professional or a casual user, you will never face any difficulties when holding the tablet. Now, let's talk about the features. The Yoga Tab 3 Pro is equipped with 4GB of RAM, 64GB SSD and an Intel Atom X5 Z8550 processor that performs exceptionally smooth, and this by default means that all of your apps can be opened instantly, and you will never face any lag even if you run multiple apps at the same time. When it comes to the screen, the 10.1-inch IPS screen has 299 pixels, supports up to 10 touch gestures simultaneously, which makes it ideal for multitasking, but it also produces overwhelming visuals that will completely stun you, so I think that you will be extremely satisfied. Before we end, I'd like to mention two things. The first is that the rotatable projector can cast projections on up to 70-inch walls or ceiling with 50 lumens of outputs, while the second is the battery life that can last up to 18 hours, so when we combine these things into one, without a doubt I can admit that Lenovo has crafted a real gem. Overall, you should definitely consider the Yoga Tab 3 Pro as your next purchase, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you will never regret your decision. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these Android tablets, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.